Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, the suspect in an incident that led to an officer-involved shooting in Alton made his initial appearance today in Penobscot County Superior Court. That incident also left a woman with life-threatening injuries.
45-year-old Javon Carter is charged with aggravated attempted murder, elevated aggravated assault, kidnapping, aggravated assault, and terrorizing with a dangerous weapon. According to court records, Carter's girlfriend fled her home in Milford Friday morning after allegedly being choked. That's when Carter allegedly chased her down and struck her with a hammer. The location of Carter's girlfriend's cell phone indicated she was on Penobscot National Road off of Argyle Road in Alton. Court records show an officer spotted a gray Ford Focus at the location of the victim's cell phone. State police say Carter then allegedly attempted to flee and drove at one of the troopers, and that's when state police say an officer fired their weapon, striking Carter. Prosecutors argued for a high bail to be set.
The nature of the charges is extremely serious here, not only in terms of the assault on the victim, in which he was beating her in the head and face with a hammer, but also in terms of the fact that after that, deciding he wasn't going to go to jail, he was going to have the police kill him. That is one of the most reckless, dangerous things that a person can do, and probably one of the most notable things in terms of bail and the level of danger to society here.
The defense argued the defendant had limited funds and wanted bail set at $500. The judge set Carter's bail at $100,000 cash. The victim is still in critical condition.
A man accused of refusing to stop his vehicle near the Canadian border after indicating he had a bomb made his initial appearance in court today. Maine State Police say on Monday a trooper tried to stop a vehicle driven by 42-year-old Tony Holford on I-95 North in Holton, but the vehicle kept going. A state trooper observed a sign indicating there was an explosive device on board. The vehicle finally stopped between the U.S. and Canadian ports of entry, and Holford was ordered out of the vehicle. Police say Holford then maneuvered the truck towards the Canadian port of entry. Corporal Eric Paquette shot at Holford, who was not injured, and surrendered. He's charged with criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon, terrorizing with a dangerous weapon, failure to stop, and other charges.
All this only happened because I needed help and I wasn't getting it from authorities.
All right. Anything further?
No, I never had any dangerous weapon on me at all. There was never no bomb or nothing. It was never nothing dangerous. It was all just a lie for attention because I needed help.
Bail was set at $1,000 cash. Holford was also ordered not to leave the state of Maine and agreed to GPS monitoring. His next court appearance is scheduled for September 5th.
Well, Maine Capitol Police continue investigating an act of vandalism at the Maine Law Enforcement Memorial in Augusta. According to Maine State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss, an Augusta police officer noticed the defacement while driving by the memorial at 3:50 a.m. Surveillance video confirmed the incident had actually occurred 5 minutes prior. The person responsible allegedly spray painted the granite wall, which lists 88 officers who died in the line of duty. Maine State Police Lieutenant Brian Harris says the incident is being felt everywhere in the city.
That impacts all of us. That is a memorial that is important to us. It's important to the community. It signifies sacrifices that whatever that organization is, whether it's Vietnam vets, whether it's us, it doesn't matter. That impacts all of us.
The investigation still remains active and there is no one in custody at this time.
A teen in gray hit by a semi while getting off the school bus yesterday is still in recovery. Mal Meyer has the story.
Summer is almost here, but while class is still in session, many families are wondering how to best get kids to and from school.
It's just horrible.
Zach Burnham says he was sitting in the back of the bus when the crash happened. He didn't see the teen get hit, but remembers the school bus driver's pure shock.
It's hard to think about. I've been trying to distract myself mostly throughout the day.
Zach's mom, Annette Stevens, says he too has to cross the street for pickup and drop off. Law enforcement say the 13-year-old who was hit was trying to get to his house when the crash happened around 2:30 on Tuesday.
As a mom, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. It's hard enough to imagine what my son is dealing with.
Neighbors and other residents have suggested to CBS 13 that kids shouldn't be allowed to cross in front of the bus, especially on this road. Is that something that the district might reconsider in light of this incident?
Well, one unfortunate thing is New Gloucester has an exit to I-95.
Superintendent Craig King says the problem is that a lot of vehicles pass through Lewiston Road going too fast.
That's where people live. That's where children live. That's where buses stop.
Even parents like Annette Stevens, who lives just a mile down the road from where the crash happened, isn't so sure changing the bus route would help.
Logistically, I don't see how that would be possible without them getting home at midnight, or going by their house to flip around.
The superintendent says he's not sure what more they could do and suggests drivers need to be aware and alert.
Will we review our bus routes? Sure. But that's where the people live and that's where we pick up our kids.
What do you think the solution is?
I wish I knew. But all we can do is pray that nothing else will happen.
There is no sign alerting drivers to the upcoming bus stop in the direction that the tractor trailer was coming from. Maine DOT says that if it gets a request from a municipality, resident, or school district, they will look into it.
And that was Mel Meyer reporting. Well, starting next month, Maine State Police vehicles will don a new specialty license plate. Our Matthew Jurancic has the story.
Every June, the Maine State Police and Troopers Foundation select a nonprofit organization to put on its specialty plates. This year, the organization chose Mothers Against Drunk Driving, better known as MAD.
I'm beyond excited and just so honored that they would select us to be their nonprofit of choice for the month of June.
The featured license plate will be on the front and back of each Maine State Police car. At the end of the month, officers can put their plate up for auction, with all proceeds benefiting the MAD organization. Wednesday morning's press conference featured MAD Board of Directors member Nicole Hutchinson and President Tess Rowland, who have both experienced losses of their own due to drunk driving incidents.
My mother got on the phone. She could barely talk, but all she got out were the words, "Darcy is dead."
Rowland says it's an extra special moment to see the organization represented on the state's police cars.
It's amazing to have this level of support, particularly in Maine. As you know, in this country right now, one person is losing their life every 39 minutes to this tragic crime. And these crashes are 100% preventable.
Representative Holly Stover is a strong advocate for supporting drunk driving victims. She's proposed a bill similar to Tennessee's Bentley's Law, which would, quote, order the defendant to pay restitution in the form of child maintenance to each of the victim's children until they've turned 18 years of age and or has graduated high school, end quote.
As a legislator, we can do much more to support victims and survivors. Today is an opportunity to address where we are right now and figure out new pathways and new ways that we can better address victims and survivors of these horrific crimes.
In Augusta, Matthew Jurancic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
A bill that would give UMaine students a voice on the Board of Trustees was unanimously approved last Wednesday by the Joint Standing Committee on Education and Cultural Affairs. Here's a look at what that bill means for students. LD 1656, sponsored by Senator Mike Tipping of Orono, is an act to increase student representation in the University of Maine system by putting 2 students, a graduate and 1 undergraduate, on the Board of Trustees as voting members. The representatives would need to be in good academic standing and elected by their respective student bodies. As written, the 2 elected students would be appointed by the governor and serve 2-year terms.
Students pay the majority share of running our universities, around 57%. And up to this point, they don't have any elected voice in the running of these universities. So this is an important step for that kind of representation.
UMaine student Meredith Waters is one of many students who worked closely with Senator Tipping on the language of the bill. Waters, a political science student at UMaine's Orono campus, visited Tipping with the group of other students back in December to request more representation.
I got involved with this with a bunch of fellow students. We went down to the State House. We talked during the public hearing on this bill, the Education and Cultural Affairs Committee. I'm very grateful that we have a state senator like Mike Tipping who listens to students.
Senator Tipping credits UMaine students for the bill's success with the committee, saying The students have been working hard and advocating for the representation they deserve. LD 1656 faces further votes in the House and Senate.
Lawmakers and tribal members met Wednesday to discuss a bill that would restore access to a number of laws for Wabanaki nations. A public hearing was held for LD 2004, an act to restore access to federal laws beneficial to the Wabanaki nations. The Maine Indian Claims Act of 1980 keeps the 4 federally recognized tribes in Maine from accessing some laws, such as federal programs and funding that they say are beneficial to them. Tribal leaders spoke in favor of the bill.
We all have the same responsibilities to our citizens as any other government, and yet are forced to operate without crucial funding and authorities that every other tribal nation in the United States is afforded. The reality makes no sense.
The bill is sponsored by House Speaker Rachel Talbot Ross and is one of 22 other consensus recommendations that resulted from the 2019 Task Force on Changes to the Maine Indian Law Claim Settlement Implementing Act.
After years of construction through the pandemic, the new Maine Correctional Center in Windham is complete. Governor Mills joined a ribbon-cutting ceremony there this morning for the new correctional center. It's built on the grounds of what was a 104-year-old facility with enhanced security features, providing more space for rehab programs and services.
It has more space for job training and education programs to teach residents the skills they need to re-enter society successfully. Because they will re-enter society, we need to help prepare them for that.
The governor says the facility will soon have a first-of-its-kind unit dedicated to women who have long-term medical and mental health needs, as well as a food processing plant to preserve food grown by the Department of Corrections.
Well, taking a look outside today was the first of a couple of pretty steamy days.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it wasn't all that bad. It was just, notably warmer than it's been in the past couple of weeks. But tomorrow could be kind of an eye-opener.
Yeah, I think today was a warm-up quite literally for what is to come tomorrow.
Yeah, bit of a preamble there. Well, with a little bit more on what we can expect, at least in the coming hours, let's get a first check of our forecast.
All right, Beth, thank you. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather is brought to you by Webb's RV. Check out the spring and summer specials on RVs and campers. Don't forget, we have the sharpest pencil in town, and we have another warm day out there again today. Even hot, Millinocket 88, Presque Isle 90, 82 here in Bangor. A bit cooler down east areas. Tomorrow, though, we're going to crank it up another notch across our region with highs up near 90, pretty much for everybody except for right along down east and coastal areas. Lots of clear skies out there right now that will linger through tomorrow before we get some increasing clouds tomorrow evening ahead of our next weather system over here. That will likely bring us some rain showers late tomorrow night, but more so getting in here Friday into Saturday morning. Our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly clear skies with low temperatures down in the 50s. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
Alrighty, well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10. Kids were invited to a Green Jobs Fair in Dover-Foxcroft a bit earlier today.
And a new group of human service providers is working to address Bangor's homelessness crisis. We'll have those stories and more local news when we come right back.
These days you can buy a new mattress anywhere. However, getting the right mattress at the right price will keep you up at night. When you're ready for a new mattress, come to Dorsey's. We've delivered more mattresses to this area than any other retailer. With over 48 years of experience, the largest in-stock selection, plus our 30-night sleep guarantee, we've got the right mattress for you at a great price. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden. Sleep well, my friends.
Make this summer the summer of more fun and less worry with replacement windows from Renewal by Andersen. Now is the perfect time to call because we're having a Memorial Day sale with incredible savings on the most trusted family of window and patio door brands in America. Call for your free window diagnosis and begin your Renewal by Andersen signature service experience. A unique start-to-finish home improvement solution, skillfully guided by Renewal by Andersen professionals who are the best at window replacement because it's the only thing we do. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
Wood, composite, or PVC, with options that include the modern look of cable railing. Your perfect new deck begins when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
You can join Fox 22 and ABC 7 online at foxbangor.com. Be a part of the conversation on Twitter and join our Facebook family at Fox ABC Maine. Follow, like, watch. Download the new Fox Bangor app from the App Store or Google Play and get your news anytime, anywhere.
Welcome back. Local middle schoolers had the chance to check out a job fair to learn about all of the green jobs available in their area. Our Devin Dagnold has more.
Well, we skipped school so we could go to this.
Piscataquis County Soil and Water District and Maine Tree Foundation have organized what they call their first green job fair. Sixth graders from Piscataquis Environmental Educational Collaborative and seventh graders from Setamoka Middle School got a look at over 25 businesses and organizations that all had some type of involvement with the great outdoors.
As soon as we said, let's do a Green Jobs Fair, everyone has either said, why aren't we doing one? Or yes, when is it happening? So it's been really great to see everyone come together here for this.
The jobs showcased at the fair are all based in Piscataquis County, which means if any of the students found an interest in one of them, they could easily follow up down the road to start their career in a green job.
You know, everybody knows what a doctor and a lawyer is, but they don't necessarily know that they can work on a big piece of equipment or
play with frogs as they grow up.
Yeah, play with frogs or learn about farming or do some veterinary diagnostics. They don't really understand that these are options for them.
After the fair, it seems like some of the students already know exactly what they want to do with their futures.
I've always wanted to be in that kind of stuff. I wanted to go to the military and be like a police officer. So after I do the military, I might do a game warden. I like that.
In Dover Foxcroft, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Members of the Bangor Fire Department took to the streets today to conduct some routine training, helping them prepare for the dangerous situations they face.
Part of our monthly training, we do tech rescue at least once a month, different activities. Today we were doing some low-angle rescue down here off of Harlow Street, simulating a victim down over the bank. Crews come in, they assess the scene, they package the patient, they set up rigging to bring the patient back up, and we do that a few times.
Assistant Fire Chief Chandler Corriveau says although it's uncommon for them to face situations such as today's exercise, it is important for their crews to be ready to handle any situation at any time.
So this, this type of emergency doesn't happen often. It's what I would consider a low-frequency, high-risk event. So low frequency being we only maybe do it once or twice a year. High risk meaning that because we don't do it a lot, there's a lot of potential for things to go wrong. So we try to practice those monthly.
Corriveau says this type of training is often open to the public, so if you see them out on the streets, you can feel free to check out what they're doing as long as you stay out of the way.
Well, Bangor police and public health officials have been on the front lines for months, helping to find proper housing and fill other needs for the city's homeless population. Now they're being assisted by a new team of caregivers. Our David Ledford tells their story.
The Bangor Community Action Team is a new group of human service providers that patrol the city. The team often responds to wellness checks and are called to assist those who are homeless or living with mental health and substance use disorders. Bangor public health officials say it's the first of its kind in the state. The group was created by Bangor Police Chief Mark Hathaway to help alleviate the workload caused by calls that don't require a police presence and to provide a more appropriate response for certain calls.
In the past, if people were struggling, having the worst day of their life, a police officer would come up to them and try to work with them. And although they were doing an excellent job doing that, they still were in a police uniform. And to some people, that's very threatening.
The team is separate from the police, but will work with them. When a call comes into the police dispatch, the group will receive it on their radio if there is no risk of violence. If the situation escalates, officers can then be called. The team carries with them food and supplies to help meet the immediate needs of the people they encounter, but will also direct them to resources that provide long-term solutions. Rebecca Kirk, supervisor for the team, says that the group can offer those in need the time and connection that police officers may not be able to provide when dealing with emergency calls.
It isn't just about knocking on a door and saying, hey, are you in there? Yes, I'm fine. Okay, see you later. Right? It's about talking to somebody. Do you need food? Have you connected with a caseworker? Are there other resources that we can help give you access to? Do you need to make a doctor's appointment right now?
The city has asked that we do not identify team members to protect them in the field. One team member spoke about their experience with the program. They said, quote, I joined this program to be that one person that cares about somebody that didn't think they had anybody that cared. End quote. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
It's great to see partnerships like this continuing to blossom and evolve in our communities.
Yeah, it's definitely an important partnership. You know, there are areas of that issue where the police help is applicable,
right.
And then there are areas where, you know, the social worker option might be preferable and a little less intimidating, as they said, but either way, they're working to meet people where they are at, and that's important.
I agree with you there.
All right.
Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, a bill to raise the debt limit has passed in the House. We'll have the details.
And almost 2,000 Amazon workers walked off the job earlier today, including about 200 at their Seattle headquarters. Those stories and more when the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 comes back.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Hood is the cottage cheese lovers love. Start with our award-winning country style. It's delicious on its own, or like this. That. Even, sure. Plus, it's got more protein than hummus and less sugar than yogurt. Then there's Hood's flavors. We expertly blend in real fruit or savory herbs for an unbeatable taste combination you can't recreate at home. Now that's cottage cheese. Hood cottage cheese. Always good, always Hood.
When the Katahdin General Store wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to the KG for fishing, hunting, and camping supplies, souvenirs, unique gifts, apparel like Lazy One, fresh sandwiches and baked goods, the beer cave, liquor, and a variety of takeout items.
Welcome to Rebecca's. For over 30 years, we've been serving our local customers in downtown Bangor, and we invite you to explore our historic shop.
Rebecca's carries many Maine-made products from local artisans. Perhaps you need a gift basket for your next celebration. We'll be glad to help. From blueberry ceramic dishes, gourmet foods featuring Stonewall Kitchen, fine wines to antique dishes and furniture. You're sure to find that perfect gift.
We hope to see you soon at Rebecca's.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do rhino linings. We can rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine, inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground, Odland Road, Bangor.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Well, it's been a dramatic night in the House of Representatives where a final vote on the bill to raise the debt ceiling passed with help from members on both sides of the aisle, despite some vowing to vote no on the carefully crafted compromise that could prevent a first-ever default. But it's not a done deal yet. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports from Washington.
After a landslide vote,
the bill is passed.
A bill to lift the debt ceiling is heading out of the House and to the Senate.
Tonight, we all made history because this is the biggest cut and savings this Congress has ever voted for.
Its fate seemed uncertain, with unhappy lawmakers on both sides of the aisle.
While I find this legislation objectionable, it will avert an unprecedented default, which would bring devastation to America's families.
Let's make no mistake about it. This bill doesn't solve all of the problems that have been created over years and decades, but it starts to finally turn the ship of state in the right direction.
But supporters say the benefits outweigh the disadvantages. The passage was bipartisan, with Democrats giving the bill a big lift.
We should not even be having this debate about whether we pay our bills as a country, but we are where we are, and we can't afford to do anything except make sure we pay our bills.
Now the package faces its next big test in the Senate, where some senators are already vowing to vote no.
The big problem here in the legislation is that Republicans got very little, and I think Democrats got effectively everything that they asked for.
One Republican is rejecting that characterization.
We got $1.5 trillion in spending reforms and a number of other important reforms, and so net, this is a good thing.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Republican Leader Mitch McConnell want to move quickly on the bill, but they need all 100 senators to agree before they can fast-track the legislation. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is revving up his campaign in Iowa, and other Republican presidential hopefuls are paying special attention to the first-in-the-nation caucus state. Fox's Rich Edson reports.
Iowa voters are getting to know Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, with 4 campaign stops Wednesday in the Hawkeye State, traditionally home of the first votes in the Republican primary season. He's vowed to visit all 99 counties to meet with heartland voters and pitch himself as the Trump alternative.
We have to dispense with the culture of losing that we've seen throughout the Republican Party, not in Iowa, not in Florida, but in way too many states.
DeSantis has some ground to make up. A Fox News poll has him trailing Trump nationally by more than 30 points. A win in the first caucus state, though, could catapult any candidate, especially with a growing field.
It doesn't matter if you're 50% of the poll or 1% of the poll. If you make the effort to get out and talk personally with Iowa voters, you're going to see a result.
South Carolina Senator Tim Scott has also traveled to Iowa for his first event since announcing his campaign focused on faith.
People are starving for something optimistic.
Frontrunner Donald Trump is in Iowa this week, and he's been touting his record with farmers.
Trump did great things for Iowa and supported our agriculture and our trades.
Iowa Senator Joni Ernst will host the bulk of the GOP presidential field Saturday, like former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, former Vice President Mike Pence, and businessman Vivek Ramaswamy at her fundraising event in Des Moines. 7 Republicans have officially declared they're running to become president, with more expected.
Former Vice President Mike Pence has still been teasing a run. The field is getting more and more crowded, and that is sort of dividing up the Never Trump votes.
Fox News has learned that former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie will announce his presidential bid next week in New Hampshire. In Pella, Iowa, Rich Edson, Fox News.
Meanwhile, about 2,000 Amazon workers worldwide walked off the job on Wednesday, including a couple hundred employees from the company's Seattle headquarters. Organizers say the employees are heated over a return-to-office mandate, recent layoffs, and the tech giant's environmental record. Fox's John Saucier has more from New York.
Sound the alarm!
Amazon employees at the company's Seattle headquarters walking off the job Wednesday afternoon, expressing frustration and demanding more from leadership at the top.
We walked out for what's right!
A group called Amazon Employees for Climate Justice organized the protests, saying they're mainly concerned about a new return to office mandate, but also recent layoffs and what they say is a lack of action at the company on climate change.
We still want a say in this company and the direction of this company.
Amazon recently started requiring workers on May 1st to show up at the office at least 3 days a week after going fully remote 3 years ago. The group says, quote, Amazon's top-down, one-size-fits-all return-to-office mandate undermines the diverse, accessible future that we want to be a part of. Amazon must return autonomy to its teams. But not all employees at Amazon share these same complaints.
Someone who just started work, I prefer to be in office with people that can discuss questions. Yeah, so even at the COVID time, I just come to office 3-4 times a week.
Amazon says it's pleased with the return to work push, telling Fox News, quote, we've had a great few weeks with more employees in the office. There's been good energy on the campus. We've explained our thinking in different forums over the past few months and will continue to do so. The walkout lasted just 1 hour, planned during lunchtime with nearly 2,000 employees pledging to participate, roughly 900 of them from Amazon's headquarters. In New York, John Saucier, Fox News.
The Allen Premium Outlets in Allen, Texas, reopened to the public today, nearly 4 weeks after a gunman opened fire, killing 8 and injuring 7 others. Comfort dogs could be seen walking around the mall to help bring smiles to workers and customers trying to get back to normal at the Allen Premium Outlet Mall. The owner decided to keep the outlets closed until all funerals were held and to give people some time to grieve. Some shoppers and workers said it was good to go back to normal, but say the events of that day still affect them.
I was feeling uneasy walking around, but then when the dogs came in, seeing the workers' faces light up and seeing everybody rush to pet the dogs, and just the act of petting and stroking the dog lowers your blood pressure, makes you feel good. And it was good to see smiles on the workers' faces.
While many stores are back open, some stores have opted to reopen on Thursday. Meantime, Allen police increased security as the shopping center moves back into normal operating hours. I think that was a really smart move to have the comfort dogs there.
Yeah.
You know, those people are traumatized, they're scared, you know, they don't feel stabilized and safe. And so having those dogs there as a healing force was definitely the right move.
Yeah, and even with all, you know, that time passed, a month later, you go back and your last memory there is just so horrific. And so, you know, for that, to bring that element in, it just changes everything. And you and I both know the healing effects of dogs.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, those people are going to be grieving and traumatized for far longer than a month. I mean, it's months and months of folks sort of reorienting their thinking and really healing from those wounds. So, you know, I think the dogs should be there for a while to come. I think they're needed.
I agree. That's a great move. Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, a glitch in California labor laws could put thousands of goats out of work into a slaughterhouse.
Plus, MDI boys tennis is heading into playoffs at the top of Class B North, looking to bring home some more hardware. We'll be right back.
Holy, it's huge. Grab the head right here. Grab the head.
Joel McHale.
It's on me now.
Animal Control, a full hour, Thursday on Fox.
Up and Smoke Fireworks is family-owned with a huge selection including Brothers and Showtime, Time Bandit, and Black Hat brands. We will share our knowledge with you, then go have a blast. Up and Smoke Fireworks, 173 West Main Street, Searsport.
You love a cold, refreshing soft drink from McDonald's. So we've got even colder ones.
Now get any size frozen Coca-Cola for just $1.99, only at McDonald's.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go out and have s'more fun. Whoa. Yeah, that's crispy. Anyone?
Recent college grads get a $500 rebate over and above most other offers. Toyota, let's go places.
When Loring Job Corps wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Loring Job Corps offers the skills you need to succeed in today's workforce at no cost to you or your family. Check us out today at loring.jobcorps.gov.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes from Herman Meadow Golf Club or The Local. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Bruns Chiropractic Clinic in Bangor, Eddington Store in Eddington, Main Collision Center in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
It's an out-of-this-world competition like you've never seen.
12 celebrities embarking on daring missions.
Stars on Mars, launching Monday, June 5th.
On Fox.
Up in Smoke Fireworks is family-owned with a huge selection including Brothers and Showtime, Time Bandit, and Black Hat brands. We will share our knowledge with you, then go have a blast. Up in Smoke Fireworks, 173 West Main Street, Searsport.
Goats may soon be gone in California. A glitch in the state's labor law could send dozens of grass-clearing goats to the slaughterhouse and dozens of goat herders out of work. Fox's William Lajeunesse is in Oceanside, California with more.
The goats are very versatile in the sense that a lot of what we have is on mountainsides and slopes.
Oceanside, California. 200 goats hired by San Diego Gas and Electric clear brush under power lines ahead of fire season. The livestock are a popular eco-friendly alternative to bulldozers or chemicals. This could end, however, under a bill backed by the California Labor Federation that turns goat herders into hourly farm workers, paid time and a half even when they're not working. But former Assemblywoman Lorena Gonzalez, who sponsored the law, says it's about protecting workers.
To make sure that the workers who are associated with it aren't being abused, that they're not being taken advantage of, that they, in fact, are being treated fairly.
We're all about fairness. We don't want to lose these people.
Johnny Gonzalez owns 2,000 goats. Most companies, like his, bring herders here on visas, typically from Peru, and are paid about $4,000 a month, plus room, food, and phone. But if the union bill goes through, their pay will jump to $14,000 a month, more than most can afford.
By January 1 of 24, if we cannot fix the current legislation, we will be forced to sell these goats to slaughter and to the auction yards, and we'll be forced out of business and probably file for bankruptcy.
In about a month, this canyon is going to be dry and brown, and a wildfire would rip through here in a matter of minutes, endangering homes on both sides. So the landowners spend about $1,000 an acre for the goats to clear the vegetation. They don't complain. They show up every day, on time, and sober. In Oceanside, California, William Lajeunesse, Fox News.
NASA convened a meeting of scientists and space experts to discuss UFO sightings. The panel hopes to reduce the stigma associated with reporting these objects. Fox's Jonathan Seri has more.
A NASA panel studying unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP, holding its first public meeting on Wednesday. The 16-member group was formed last year to help the space agency evaluate data and understand whether these objects pose a risk to the country's airspace.
The presence of UAPs raises concerns about the safety of our skies. By understanding the nature of UAPs, we can ensure that our skies remain a safe space for all.
Experts stress the need to get higher quality data to evaluate UAPs, more commonly known as UFOs, saying many sensor platforms used to obtain this information are classified. The panel's chair adding that some of the sightings go unreported due to the stigma surrounding the topic.
Commercial pilots, for example, are very reluctant to report anomalies, and one of our goals in having NASA play a role is to remove stigma.
This NASA panel is separate from a task force recently formed by the Pentagon to detect and analyze objects that could potentially pose a threat to U.S. national security. Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick says while most UAP reports are easily explained, a small number of sightings his team has studied can be described as anomalous.
It is doing something weird, whether that's maneuvering against the wind at Mach 2 with no apparent propulsion, or it's going into the water.
NASA's panel expects to release its final report this summer. In Atlanta, John Hanseri, Fox News.
All right, and we talked about it before, expecting some very warm temperatures on the way.
Right, and we will have all the answers coming up in the full 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
A 90 or 2 was on the map today, but hold on, even warmer temperatures are on the way area-wide tomorrow, but then some thunderstorms. Those details for you when I come back.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Has the best kept secret in Penobscot County?
We do!
Welcome to Maple Lane Farms, a 5th-generation family farm that's committed to providing you with the best quality products. Our farm-raised local and sustainable meat is flash frozen to lock in the freshness and natural flavors. Experience the top-notch quality of our meat that's naturally raised without any antibiotics or hormones. Get the best of both worlds, quality and affordability. Try Maple Lane Farms today, the candy store for the carnivore.
At Hashi's Auto Enhancing, our focus is on the appearance, longevity, and value of your vehicle. Does your undercarriage look like this? You can go from this to this. And if you have a new vehicle, you can avoid this. Our annual undercoating service will add years of life to your vehicle. At Hashi's, we also do rhino linings. We can rhino rocker panels, bumpers, trailers, side-by-sides, and more. We take pride in making your ride shine, inside and out. Book one of our detailing packages.
Bring your ride to us to protect your investment.
The head of the table, Roman Reigns, celebrates over 1,000 days as undisputed champion. An all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studio in Penobscot Plaza in Bangor. And let's talk about the weather. And we've had a pretty good stretch of weather for a couple days around here. Tomorrow, though, is going to be a little iffy with temperatures up near 90. And then thunder showers get in here late tomorrow night and throughout the day on Friday. Okay, so for today, though, 82 here in Bangor, 88 in Millinocket, 90 in Presque Isle. Again, all well above the averages in the low 70s, except for right along down East areas. Bar Harbor had a high temperature of 66 today. Okay, so the haze you see out there still is from wildfires across parts of Canada. The smoke is doing something like this, right, blowing this way. So that's giving us that haze in the atmosphere, making for beautiful sunrises and sunsets, but the air quality can be affected by that. It's not so far. So the reporting stations so far at the surface reporting good air quality across our region. We'll keep an eye on that, though, for you, as those fires are still burning across parts of Canada. Okay, for us, though, here we go. The wind is now shifted out of the south. That's going to give us a boost in temperatures tomorrow. I know, like, how high can it go? Well, we're talking low 90s for a large area tomorrow into tomorrow afternoon. Lots of clear skies out there now. Again, a gorgeous evening for anything outdoors, but we got to keep an eye on the heat tomorrow. You know, we don't do temperatures in the 90s very often. Take it easy out there. Drink plenty of water. If you want to, go for ice cream tomorrow. It'll be a perfect day to do that. But then we got to watch over here. So this is our next weather system. That is moving our direction for late tomorrow night, but more so probably early parts of Friday. And that could bring us some locally heavy rainfall throughout the day on Friday. It's going to look something like this. So a widespread, probably a half-inch of rain, but there will be some thunder showers in here. And under one of those could easily give you a quick half-inch to an inch of rainfall. Your garden could use the rain, so we want the rainfall. It'll likely get in here tomorrow night. Behind this storm system, though, will likely be some colder temperatures. We're talking highs in the 60s this weekend. Our forecast, though, for tonight, though, is lots of clear skies out there, a gorgeous evening. Low temperatures down near 54 with a calm wind already out there now. For tomorrow, here we go. Lots of sunshine tomorrow. Take plenty of breaks, high temperatures. I went with 93. A couple of you could do 94 with near record heat out there again, with the west breeze hardly moving in the air at all tomorrow, around 5 miles per hour. So again, please take plenty of breaks tomorrow. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows tomorrow's a hot day, still warm for Friday, kind of steamy on Friday, right? The high temperature 85 with a couple of thunder showers around, and then falling throughout the afternoon. And then look what happens. Here's the weekend. Looks dry to me with temperatures hanging out in the 60s. Beth?
Kind of reminds me of that first approach on a roller coaster where you're going up and up and up, and then you get to the top and pew,
yeah,
right down.
Oh, seriously. Yeah, a little bit there. And
yeah.
It's going to feel dramatic like that, too.
I think it's going to feel good, though. You know, that first kind of hit of really hot weather.
Right.
And then you get a nice quick cool down to give you a break.
Yeah, I'm already looking forward to it.
All righty.
All right, well, sports is coming up next with Ryan Sudol. Stay with us.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. Precise measuring means the perfect fit. The Bathfitter tub-over-tub process means no mess or stress. A custom-made tub and seamless wall mean a watertight fit. Premium acrylic means it lasts a lifetime. And all this together means a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Herman Motor Company. Whether you're looking for a new vehicle or to have your current vehicle serviced or detailed, Herman Motor Company has it all.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start at MDI. The Trojans boys tennis team has been on a tear these past 2 seasons, losing just 1 regular season match over that stretch. And now they're heading into the playoffs looking to repeat as regional champions. Tyler Cruz has more.
MDI boys tennis is back at the top of Class B North, looking to get to the promised land once again.
We all are just motivated, like we're hungry and we want it.
Similar lineup. Similar players, but we've all just gotten better, just like last year, but improved.
After rattling off a perfect season in 2022 en route to a Northern Maine championship, the Trojans lost just one senior from their top 7, and that experience together has really paid off.
It's definitely nice. You know, there's always, I think that saved us some time, especially in the beginning of the season. We all already knew each other, and we already knew everyone's skill level more or less.
Instead of just having to rebuild and redo things, we already know each other. We all already have a season together put behind us, so it feels really good to just be able to smoothly transition back into the season.
And while their success comes from hours of hard work out on the courts, it never really feels like hard work, and that love for the sport is really what's driving them.
Practice isn't really practice for us. It's just playing tennis, and we love to play. It's hard to have a bad energy when you're playing tennis with your friends. So when we like tennis and we like each other, so it's a good time.
In my opinion, if you have hard work and it feels really like hard work, it's hard. It's obviously, but if you have passion for the sport, it doesn't feel like hard work when you're doing it. It just feels like something you enjoy, which is really important. How is anybody going to compete with you if you do something you love versus something they don't really like to do?
But while it may seem like fun and games, they'd be lying if the defending champs said they weren't feeling any pressure heading into this postseason.
We really want to win, so there's a little bit more pressure than last year, I think. Also, there's just more expectation. I think that's another driving factor. It's not all relaxed. No.
There's definitely some pressure. I'm not gonna lie. There's always a little bit coming back into it as a top seed, but the most important thing you can do is just be okay, there's pressure, and then now what? Just accept it and move on.
So right now, the goal is pretty simple: stay on the courts for as long as they possibly can.
My goal is just to play more tennis, and that means we have to win. So I'd like to win.
In Bar Harbor, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Love that last quote right there. Thank you, Tyler. Let's stay with some high school tennis here. Class B quarterfinal to see who gets to play the Trojans. 4-seed John Bapps hosting number 5 Presque Isle at Armstrong Tennis Center. First doubles, Jack DeRosier and Finn Oldenburg. Nice teamwork here for the Crusaders. They get the point over Alex Dupree and Jack Hallett. Bapps would win that match. To the second singles now. Lakin Walker for Bapps gets the ace here over Garrett Latorno from the Wildcats. This was back and forth, though. Latorno with a nice return here. Forces Walker out, trying to stay alive. And now Walker here for the match point. Just too good on this serve. He wins that match for the Crusaders. And then another match point here in third singles. And Griffin Merrill able to beat Jack Buck there. John Bapps goes on to win 5-0. They will face MDI on Thursday in the semis. Now let's see who's going to the B North final. 3-seed Waterville visiting 2-seed Foxcroft Academy. Third singles. Waterville's Nick Poulin going to place this one right where it needs to be. Nick Terracena goes off balance. It's out. Point Poulin. Terracena would win the match in the tiebreaker, though. Second singles. Nice battle at the net between Foxcroft's Fernando Calderon and Waterville's Cole Bazakis. But Bazakis gets caught off guard there. As Calderon gets the point, he wins in straight sets. First doubles, served by Asher Grzoulis, returned by Biel Trulis, back to Grzoulis, and Eduardo Lopez, the fly swatter at the net for the point. They'd win it in straight sets. Finally, first singles, a lot of power from Jerry Kang against Logan Tardif. Nice return there, but just too much on this one. Kang fired up. He wins in straights as Foxcroft sweeps 5-0. They face the winner of MDI and Bapps this Saturday at Regionals.
We already beat MDI, but they're a tough game, and we beat John Bapps, so good. We feel confident.
Now for some girls lacrosse. Over at Cameron Stadium Wednesday night, Bangor girls lacrosse look to wrap up their regular season in style against Mount Blue. Both squads trying to break a 2-game losing streak in this one. Late second half, 12-11 Bangor. Maya Kellett's point-blank shot saved by Hulda Matson. Kellett fights for the ball, gets it back, and converts this time. We are tied. Under 5 to go. Cougars threatening again. Alyssa Butterfield to Rachel Maxim on the doorstep, and Mount Blue takes the 13-12 lead. Under 2 to go. Free shot for Bangor's Adela Maybe to tie it, and she does. We go to overtime, and in OT, it's deja vu. Free shot for Maybe. She's going to let this one rip and puts it into the back of the net. Bangor walks it off in OT. They beat Mount Blue 14-13. Now for some other scores from the area. Class B North Girls Tennis quarterfinal. Waterville defeats Ellsworth 3-2. Class C North Girls Tennis quarterfinal. The number 7 seed Piscataquis upsetting number 2 seed GSA 4-1. Class B Boys Baseball, Ellsworth defeats MDI 7-2. And in Class B Girls Softball, Nokomis defeats MCI 9-0. Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Tonight's Stock Report is brought to you by Loring Outdoors. We are looking for committed workers to build one-of-a-kind pack baskets. Head on over to loringoutdoors.com.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Maine is a one-of-a-kind beautiful state, and there's no better way to see it than from the air. Fletcher Mountain Aviation offers an aerial experience like no other, featuring seaplane flights where you will see the best views in Maine from the air and land on Maine's most beautiful lakes. An experience you will never forget, with views from the northern Maine woods, Moosehead Lake, and Katahdin regions. Come fly and see our beautiful state from the sky with Fletcher Mountain Aviation. Visit our website here or scan the QR code to book your flight today.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Finding the right vehicle for you and your family can be a daunting task. At Varney Buick GMC, our expert staff is here to make the journey as painless as possible. Our goal is to get you and your family in a vehicle that will best fit into your lifestyle. Communication is key, and our team makes sure to be completely transparent throughout the process, informing you on all of your options. Come experience Varney value, only at Varney Buick GMC.
Who likes to drink good coffee? At Carabassa Coffee Company, we roast premium quality coffee beans from all over the world. Roasted to perfection in small batches, our coffee is always fresh. We offer a large selection, including our specialty blends, organics, single origins, decaf, and flavor. Whether you like light, medium, or dark roasts, we have coffee to suit every taste. We offer flat rate shipping for online orders, and we ship fast. Carabassa Coffee Company. Drink good coffee.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Solving crimes has never tasted so good.
Delicious. I murdered a donut.
That's a crime scene. Crime Scene Kitchen returns Monday, June 5th on Fox.
Welcome back. Some lawmakers in Michigan are considering making a new bill to prevent cats from getting certain surgeries. They're planning to make it illegal to declaw cats. This comes as many animal advocates and some veterinarians say it impedes their natural instincts to climb and scratch. The House Bill 4674 would amend the state's public health code to regulate certain surgeries. The only exception to the prohibition would be if the procedure is medically necessary. If Michigan lawmakers pass the legislation, the state will join New York and Maryland in banning the controversial practice.
An endangered baby gibbon was born at the Oakland Zoo. The unnamed baby was born over the weekend to first-time parents May and Rainier. Experts say gibbon couples mate for life, and these two have been together since 2019. The baby's gender and name have not yet been revealed. White-handed gibbons are classified as an endangered species, and now we at least have one more in the world to welcome.
It's just so incredible to see them, and the noises that they make
Yeah.
are really, really cool.
Really interesting, yeah.
But, man, love baby animals anytime we can.
Any
squeeze
day,
them
all
in.
day.
Oh, yes.
All the time. We're game for it.
Yep, and welcome to the world.
Indeed. All right, folks, well, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at Fox 22, take care and have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.